Why did you decide a big company like Twitch
Yeah.
and then join a little Chinese-owned company called TikTok at the time?
It was...
That's when the rise of the short form was beginning to take off.
Yes.
Was there anything that is actually designed by the company?
It was a well-known fact.
And then decided to join a Chinese company, TikTok.
TikTok.
I think that if I recall correctly, at the time when you joined, it was at the beginning of TikTok in US.
Yes.
It wasn't really far advanced like now,
Yeah.
right? Why did you decide a big company like Twitch
Yeah.
and then join a little Chinese-owned company called TikTok at the time?
It was such a difficult decision for me because I had so much tenure and success at Twitch, but TikTok was recruiting for a live specific sort of project, and they were offering me the opportunity to build a team and a strategy from the ground up. And I realized that I could stay at Twitch and continue just with the same path that I had been on, or start over, start fresh, build my own team with my own strategy and philosophy. And this was maybe a year and a half after COVID had started. So there was already so much changing with the way that people were consuming content. And I wasn't afraid of working with a small Chinese company. What I was afraid of was disappointing the people who had expected me to stay at Twitch forever.
Okay. If I know TikTok correctly, TikTok, even though is a global, very popular in US services, but company itself is very Chinese.
Very Chinese.
So was there any cultural shift? Because Twitch is all American based, actually.
Twitch is all American based, and even when you thought you were doing something local, you had to adhere to Amazon's policies and things like that. And the inverse is true with TikTok, where there was a lot of challenge in the fact that when I was working there, there was so much concern around data privacy and policy and things like that. But even when it wasn't concerning privacy policy or legal questions, we had to adhere to the Chinese standard. And there was a lot of expectations that what was going to be successful in the US was what was successful in China. If you signed up for it, that was okay, but I think a lot of people had a lot of different expectations on the US side.
I see. And also, I think if you kind of think about it back, that's when the rise of the short form was beginning to take off.
Yes.
And Twitch, if you think about it, that's a very long form oriented, very, very long form.
Yes.
Completely opposite short form video. Nobody knew at the time that it's going to actually take off.
Yes.
And many of the gaming content will be actually retaped or edited to a short form to be able to start taking off. So was there anything that is actually designed by the company?
It was very much a well-known fact that long form at Twitch was successful, and that was at the discretion of the creator choosing what kind of content to make. TikTok's entire strategy was the users, the consumer's preference will dictate which creator and which content is successful. The most interesting component is so many creators who were focusing on long-form Twitch content or even long-form YouTube content didn't see TikTok as valuable, but it was the most successful growth engine. I think it gave us particularly this understanding that creators are really sensitive to how the platforms change, how the ecosystems change. And you saw that because YouTube implemented YouTube Shorts, Instagram did Reels. They all wanted to copy the success of TikTok and pushed into short form content.
I see.